I also think about as a player, right? When I think about Schofield, I think about him playing this melee guy with Earth Spirit, Tuskar, Nyx, Tiny. Those I feel like I'm threatened. I'm scared because
Hmm.
that's what he really thrives off in terms of like making rotate, even Shaker, like rotating from the off lane to mid lane and safe lane, just playing all three lanes. But when you're playing this range shaman, then you know he's gonna play the lanes a little bit more static, and he has to play for lanes, you know.
Yeah.
So it's a whole different like style and identity that they're doing.
Yeah, which could be a roll of the dice, could be some new way of innovation, could be just given the circumstances. Maybe some of them sporting more ping and they're working around the stand-in. Whatever the case may be, it's a breath of fresh air for us to watch. Their fourth pickup though is going to be the Void Spirit. I imagine their potential mid lane grab based on what I see here.
Mid off lane, small chance of carry potential. It's like
Mm-hmm. And the
and usually,
Void,
like I said, sorry.
I was gonna say, and the Void wins against Ember if it happened to be that matchup mid. Is that how it works? I'm not a big mid player personally, obviously.
No, I mean it's obviously like a little bit of skill that's involved, but
Mm-hmm.
usually I think Void Spirit's the weakest out of the laners when it comes to Ember
Oh,
and Storm.
okay,
I
okay.
think Ember and Storm can beat Void Spirit. Earth Spirit's a little different. Some people have been trying it mid. It's not very popular at the moment, so I don't have much say
I
in
love
that.
that. I mean it. I
Yeah.
mean that was like back when like Weehaw was a hero spammer and doing Meepo and Earth
It,
Spirit, and he ran it mid, and Jerix too. It was
the the,
entertaining.
re- the reasoning behind it is because Void Spirit nullifies physical damage, right? While Ember and Storm provide a lot of magic, so they can really kick this Void Spirit out of the lane.
True. It's a very rock paper scissors kind of a thing, if you will, and that
Hmm.
makes a lot of sense. So we'll see if the Void is going to end up going toe to toe. But look at this. Thunder Predator, sorry, I get the voice going loud again. The Thunder Predator pull out the Spectre as their late game kind of insurance policy, if you will. And, obviously a great global contributor can keep her head low and grind the farm and let the other four maybe find some setups and let her participate in.
I
Uh,
think from a carry mindset, it's the reason why it's good here. The Spectre is because you see the Witch Doctor and Shaman. It's like when he presses his ult with this Radiance, the two supports are just gonna melt, and they're the most game changing. Like Shaman, if he has free roam, free reigns in the fights,
yeah.
basically he does a lot of control, right? And so the Spectre's always gonna be able to find him and Ember. Like killing these two supports will like be a big factor for Thunder Predator here.
Yeah, they're all kind of squishy. Not too much meat on the bones over here for Beast Coast. They don't have that at-home gym that you got going on, so it could be trouble for them. And you're absolutely right. Witch Doctor is going to be wincing until he somehow gets a glimmer cape or something to bail out in case the haunt does come his direction.
I think they should definitely just ban the. I mean, I know K1's not in this full or game, but you should ban out the Wraith King. I
Wraith
think it's
King.
a pretty good pick, really good pick here.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely on the drawing board for Beast Coast as they've pulled for it
So
for time and time again.
Silver Edge Carrier, beefy hero, has 2 lives. Oh, he can frontline, so the Shaker doesn't want to combo him. Spectre doesn't want to haunt. It just fits what they want and what they need.
Yeah, the
Unless
only
they pick some Beastmaster here, which is like good versus.
is it because like Necrobook and stuff? Oh,
Legion Commander.
Legion Commander.
No, just he, yeah, for the Necrobook, and also it's a very fast tempo hero, and on top of like he does really well in the lane versus Wraith King.
For sure.
It's not an agility hero, not an illusion carrier, and once he gets his level 3, you're actually able to kick him out depending on the supports.
But they end up going for Legion Commander, who can provide great lockdown when you got someone as elusive as the Void Spirit, and I guess can kind of hold her own. And if she does gonna get in the bad side of the support skirmish, a bit interesting. I don't know how she can handle a lane with having the. I don't know if it's Shadow Shaman or Witch Doctor, um, but the last pick is a Bloodseeker here. All right, very interesting. Seems a bit more high tempo, like they want to kind of take this game before Spectre can reach her prime. How do you feel about the Bloodseeker coming out as the fifth and final pick here for Beast Coast?
I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Hmm.
Okay, it's okay. It's a lane dominator. That's maybe he's the specialty hero for this stand-in player.
True.
Doesn't play a lot of. I mean, like I said, I thought it's because another reason why Wraith King was he would have overall last pick. He has 2 lives, right? And they picked the Legion Commander. Whoever he blink duels with, eventually getting a Blade Mail as well. They
Yeah.
have no saves,
Yep.
and it feels like who's gonna frontline and who's gonna be hitting these towers, and that's the very like awkward part about it. So whoever he goes on, it's like they're practically dead. It's a free kill for anyone.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I'm curious what it is behind the Bloodseeker. If it is just comfort, I mean, I guess if you know where the fight's going to take place and Legion's dueling there, you can kind of set it up with the silence and everything. The silence is also nice against the Ember Spirit, but it feels like he's going to need a lot to really snowball and kind of keep Thunder Predator in check so they don't have this Spectre just easily farming up and becoming a problem. Doesn't look like any sort of iffy assignments here at Schofield and Stinger as a support duo with the Shao Shaman Witch Doctor. You know, which is better with the Pango? Is it going to be, looks like Pango Shaman?
Yeah, it should be Pango Shaman and Witch Doctor Seeker safe lane and Void Spirit mid versus the Ember. This is a pretty good match. I like the mid matchup a lot though. Chris Luck and Leo Style. I think they have.
Oh, they're both so good.
Yeah, I
I've heard
think
nothing
individually
but fantastic things about Leo Styles' micro capabilities, and we know Chris Luck also is very talented individual. He did pull out that intriguing mid bounty hunter yesterday, but here has something a bit more, traditional, you could say, for the mid lane.
I think if you ask any like South Americans who the best mid laner is, I think they'll give that title to Leo Style. Even though there's not a lot of accomplishments under his belt, but on an individual skill basis,
Yeah,
mechanically, I think he's like one of the best.
yeah, that's all I've heard. And it's coming from a lot of very talented players themselves, so I got to take their word for it. And he's typically playing with that bit of lag as well, so really becomes unweighted if he gets himself to that land scenario. As we do get underway here, game number 1 of our second series today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Beyond the Summit Pro Series. It's the Americas, if you will, North America and South America, as we have here Beast Coast versus Thunder Predator, two of the best in the region for sure. And, obviously, a stand-in here on the side of Beast Coast, and a little bit of lag is not going to get them in their full form, but I am definitely intrigued about what is to come.
Well, this guy's pretty good. I didn't know it was Thunder Predator MNZ on the stand-in that. Oh wait, no, that's Thunder Predator. Never mind.
I think it was.
I thought that was a Beast Coast.
Yeah, he's an infamous player, but he may be sporting a different name. It's slipping my mind right now. Maybe someone can remind me later. But I am watching here as he is getting initiated into the game here from the triple threat coming out between this Coddle Legion Earthshaker bottom. Are they going to commit with this aggro setup, you think, and leave the Spectre to her own devices?
Oh, this is actually really bad for Chris Luck. He's losing all of his regen here.
And he just got blocked out from the fissure. Could get bumped back. It does get bumped back. The right clicks are there. Has to use the Fairy Fire. Forced to turn and fight. Ultimately goes down. He is now going to be seriously handicapped in his mid lane because of it. Oof.
If he was able to get a tangle there, he would have got the first blow, which would have been completely fine. But he had both of his tangles in his backpack, unfortunately. But no, they just wanted to secure the runes and do as much damage as they can.
Fair enough.
Who got the first blood? Legion did. So
Frank, the tank, who is going to be supporting the lane with Matthew here, gets off some cute little jabs early onto Stinger, but is a pretty high kill potential lane from both sides. Doesn't seem like a lane I want to turn my focus too much away from, but as that happens, top lane we see the supports trading out, trying to get the creep wave. Oh, nice pull of the neutral camp to block it. And this is going to force some attention here from the cores out of the lane. This is where things get super awkward.
Dragging the wave around to get another full wave denied as well.
Oh, and Whisper is going to be stuck just kind of working with the neutral creeps on the side. And, all right. Sorry, I'm just getting my bearings here as we see the matchups, the Ember versus the Void Spirit. Chris Luck obviously getting hit with that first blood. Still trying to go toe-to-toe with the CS game. Bottom, look how, 3 range creep push going in bottom lane. Are they thinking about diving through for this, or...
right now, Matthew's conflicted whether he wants to give all the XP to the Legion, but he also needs to help out his Legion because he's going to get every creep denied and pressured under the tower otherwise. Potentially looking for a block here.
Cute little side block onto Stinger. Okay, this is out the silence. But, level 2, 2.5-ish now for Frank. That's a nice little boost of XP. But obviously... no one going for the pull camp on the side at this time.
Yeah, they just want to pressure as much as they can. I mean, knowing that they have a Shaker who's not really a great lane support because especially he bought boots. So
Yeah.
Matthew's doing the right thing though, making sure he doesn't get any pulls off. So all these free creep waves under the tower for Legion.
Yeah, very nice start for her. MJZ doing a pretty good job being a nuisance and preventing any sort of pull shenanigans on the side. He's got that early chakra, blinding light action happening here. MNZ happy to swing it out, dishes out the dagger. Could spam out the daggers as if he wants to just fully go in and get that second level onto chakra magic, let's say. And could begin to spam.
Pango is winning his lane too. This is 16 CS on the Spectre. Spectre with only 13. Mid matchup looks fairly even despite the Void Spirit getting first blooded as well.
Yeah, he still holds that obs in his backpack though. That's making my eye twitch a little bit. Is there a reasoning for that?
Well, he died and he wanted to place it, but he got in a little engagement. Then he had a TP mid, and you can't place it already because it's going to be envisioned.
Of course.
And it's going to be dewarded immediately. So that's why he's just holding it, waiting until like the 5-minute mark hits, and he'll place it at nighttime where the probability of being dewarded decreases.
Yeah, that makes sense. Of course, it's better than trying to hand it off to your courier back to base for someone else to get, I imagine. And he's still, as you mentioned, hanging in there with the Ember. Matthew is around the corner. I don't know if he finds himself in a comfortable enough position to begin to roam, but at least for now, he is bodyguarding the regen at the bottom lane and is going to take that away from Chris Luck. Now, a bottled Leo style gets to come back to the lane as Ember, while we have only a Fairy Fire on Chris Luck at the moment.
That's the kind of little details that people don't understand how major that was. You know, Matthew just comes mid. He didn't have to fissure, but he wanted to like pressure fissure. But it's about he went there around 350 to TP mid, and it's about securing the rune for this Ember because it's like whoever get that rune matchup, it changes the mid matchup entirely because there's one rune now at 4 minutes rather than like 2-4, right?
Yeah.
And so securing that just like it secures this Ember's lane, and now he's gonna come out even further ahead because of it, and he has like limited bottle sources.
So does this warrant attention now from Beast Coast side to come to the Ember? Like, how can they recoup from something like that? Is Chris Luck saying, can I get a rotation now? Like, what can they do about it? Or do they have to just kind of take it?
I mean, you just kind of take it because it's like it's an Ember, and he's going to, because of that, this 5-minute, 5.5 minutes is usually when mid players both get level 6s, and they don't really have strong control for this Ember unless he's already like at half HP. It's about this 4-minute, which like Thunder Predator made the small little play, but it's a game-winning move.
And they followed up with a pretty nice move at the 5-minute bounty mark, grabbing 3 of the bounties, utilizing the blinding light even to kind of secure that one. A little pressure on the top lane, but with Coddle showing back up, it's nothing they can't press off a bit. Bottom, I see Fissure, still Matthew, messing with the side lane a bit, but it is Ember, king of CS right now, with Bloodseeker shortly behind in his bottom lane. It's 32 to Legion Commander's 14. He's getting a lot of farm. I mean, what's the best case here? Like, what do you do? It's Bloodseeker. You get level 6, you got your Rupture. Are you starting to run around and take some names, or are you going to play this one a bit more?
You want to be able to kick up this Legion Commander because it's like kind of rotating to the enemy safe lane is awkward until this Pango gets his like 6. Or unless Spectre pushes in front of the tier 1, but you don't want to TP and then run into like in front of their tier 1. He has to be in front of your tower and make himself like easy to kill in that aspect. Because if you TP top and you try to pressure the Spectre, he just TPs out. If you feel awkward as a carry now.
Yeah. You gotta wait for the stars to align and everyone else to kind of be prepared.
Chris Luck making the first move.
Yeah,
here, actually.
It's the top lane. Nice setup from Schofield with the shackles. The blinding light does create the space, but Chris Luck is able to jump right on in. Can't quite follow it up, though. The damage isn't there. That freaking blinding light miss.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, and they get the snipe with the dagger onto Schofield, right past Whisper.
Yeah, MNZ had a fat magic stick there, which is what helped him survive. But I think he would have survived regardless if he had stick or not, because there's not a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's still dishing out daggers onto Whisper. Is he thinking about diving for this? He's inching that way, but Schofield's returning. Look at Matthew behind the tower. Still catching out Whisper here. On the other front, oh, good catch right there from Schofield. Coddle a little too close. Gets shackled on up and finished off.
Oh. Ember in the meantime was free farming that whole time, trying to get his levels up.
Yeah, that's the
Probably
downside.
looking to his first rotation, maybe around 8 minutes if the 8 minute rune is secure
Oh,
with his
rupture.
phase boots as well.
Sorry, there's that first rupture committed to bottom lane. Chris Luck doing the full rotation from top now all the way to bottom. And can't find the kill there. That can't feel great. And again, leaves that opposing mid laner behind. And Leo Styles like, oh, that means Stinger's here. I'll get this guy. Does get hit with the Maldic, but he's got a name to take, and he's not leaving until he gets it. Come here, Stinger. Chris Luck, though, coming to bail him out. Leave my friend alone. And Leo Style will be forced back.
8 minute rune top.
Oh,
Again, Matthew's
another
making
regen.
sure he's securing all of his runes. He knows the importance of it, and because of that, well, Chris Luck has no status now, so
Yeah,
that gives space for Leo Style, which is, I said, 8 minute rune. He's going to try to make tempo with his phase boots.
you're
Or
right.
pressure.
There they go. Looks like a recipe for disaster, potentially, on the Beast Coast
There's
side.
dual and
Scan
there's
as
a
well,
duel.
just to really secure it. Oh, this has got to happen. There's no reason it shouldn't, and it looks like it will. Set up with the duel, the victory will be there. Beautifully executed and game planned from Thunder Predator for that rotation.
Nice. It's good, nice, clean, safe play. Ember doesn't lose much. He lost like 1.5 creeps in mid lane, or 1 creep. He had a Spirit there as an insurance policy with his regen as well, so he's, again, full status. And he's going to be able to continue snowballing because Matthew was getting stacks from him in the jungle as well.
That is scary. I can only imagine that once their support staff also gets some levels, and then you have a Will-O-Wisp and an Echo Slam to pair with how farmed this Ember is, it could prove to be trouble for Beast Coast here. They have to get this Pango kind of rolling. No pun intended on that one, sir. But he does have his Rolling Thunder ready to go. So with that, with your Bloodseeker Rupture, you know, what do you think is Beast Coast's best course of action?
There's a fight here in the river right now.
Oh, yeah, I see it. It's Matthew in trouble. But here comes Frank, charging forward, looking for the
Chris.
duel. It's on Chris Luck. Oh, no. There goes Chris Luck. And there goes more damage into the pocket. Now, a good catch there from the Bloodseeker to step in and catch the wounded support. But obviously the Chris Luck kill is much more juicy for Thunder Predator.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they're making some really great rotations right now with the cores and supports and knowing which hero to play with.
Oh,
Another
and an
rune.
Arcane. He's gotten every rune, it feels like.
Yeah, 4 runes so far.
Stinger was a witness, so he's got to go. Chop, chop, chop. Nice assistance from Matthew there with the fissure.
And in the meantime, this whole time, Spectre was having complete free farm. I mean, when you have 2 carries, you look at which carry is like better for the game, right? And it's a lot scarier. Like, you know, Bloodseeker might be getting all this free farm, but I'd be a lot more scared for the Spectre having all this free farm right now. You know, he hasn't really been phased or touched by anyone. And he has these stacks with Coddle trying to enable him as well.
Could play it really safe and not even look to get involved, but does have that haunt if you know, an opportunity does arise and he wants to partake in a little bit of extra gold action. We'll see if the setup is going to potentially be there. These supports are getting closer to their level 6s, and the neutral items are starting to roll out. I'm seeing some jellies fly about.
That's crazy how, like, I always feel like the neutral items are always like the same with Radiant and Dire. Like, both jellies dropped at the same time. The broom handle on Dire, so Beast Coast might get a broom handle next too.
Ain't that how it works, right? Yeah. Oh, okay.
big
Hi,
echo
you want to
on
jump
Matthew.
onto me? I'm suddenly level 6, and Matthew just straight up dunks on their face. Schofield evaporated. Chris Luck, weak and wounded, has to run out. Here comes the Pango, but he gets dueled. The Witch Doctor ulti, though, is there and does manage to get a little bit of redemption, but still the Pango will fall to the duel. Chris Luck is going to be forced to retreat. The chase is on from the Bloodseeker, but Leo Style is not going to be wavered one bit. He just takes the Rupture, and he's going to be fine. Wow, that got that went from 0 to 60 pretty fast.
Yeah, it was a pretty fair trade though. Both offlaners ended up dying. Big Echo was used. They killed the Shaman. He's now 6 with the Tome, so he wants to use his wards to pressure the enemy safe lane tower. Huge wave coming in as well.
This is
They have
a
a bunch of spells.
unrelated to the game, but Do you play more support as of recent? Do you identify more with the support role?
I play what's best for like the game. I like playing core. I just watch these top level games, whether it's like Secret, EG, or whoever, and I just get inspired by whichever, and I just I specifically watch them to get better, and I play the same heroes as them. So it's whatever mood I'm in. I play everything.
Yeah, well, I definitely can tell you have a little bit of insight on all roles. It's seems less often that people can chime in on the support stuff, for sure. But,
Yeah.
oh, Will-O-Wisp, first one of the game, going to be dropped right on top of the hilltop here, leaving a lot of trouble there for a little Stinger. He gets brought down. Chris Luck also in trouble, is able to get the jump onto the old man, takes out MJZ. Now he is in trouble, hit with the Vessel, makes it to the high ground, chases on. Fissure, 4, doesn't matter, not even necessary. It's Leo Style getting the snipe. Leo Style dominating already. He is 4-0 on this Ember Spirit.
Spectre is about 1100 away from his relic as well.
Oh, catch the back end of that. Bottom lane, Bloodseeker able to get the Rupture chase down finish of Frank. So they got that, and they got that top tier 1. It wasn't a total loss, I guess.
Yeah. That's definitely like one thing what you were kind of mentioning. It's like why like I play all these roles, because I used to only play support, and when like I was coaching, I was only tunnel visioning on what supports can do better because I didn't have any input for my cores.
No, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and certainly a lot of today's analysts lean more towards the mid and core side of things too. So it's always nice to hear a little bit of support stuff here and there. Okay. Oh, the first rune that Leo Style doesn't get, it's denied from Chris Luck right in front of him. So
Yasha and Maelstrom is now finished on Bloodseeker. He should think about leaving this safe lane now and making a move elsewhere, maybe potentially with the smoke. Rasta Wars is down, so maybe he wants to wait about 20 seconds prior to this smoke play and surround mid tower with the next wards and surround it. And it's like a 5-man play that you'll need with the Pango too. And they're just killing all the stacks, and so I think right after the stacks here, they're gonna look into this play, and the mid tower should be the priority to open up the map to have access to both sides of the jungle on East Coast.
Will not be an easy fight if Thunder Predator happened to be on the other side of the river to defend it.
Smokes,
but we'll see if they can smoke
15-minute
find
rune.
a unique approach. Oh, yeah, the 15-minute rune. Oh, they're going to clash. Both sides river. Chris able to actually snipe it up without too much problem.
He tried to slight and pick it up, it looked like, too. And Vessel's actually finished on Ember. I didn't notice that. It's pretty nice. He knows that he is not the carry and real damage dealer this game, so he just needs to have, especially with the Coddle, have control, do a little bit of damage, and sustain, and just protect the Spectre. Spectre did finish his relic, so his Radiance should be coming up in the next 2 minutes, and that's essentially their timing.
And there's the duel. There's the Vessel. There's the Will-O-Wisp, the Slight, the Chains. Schofield going to commit the wards. And they're going to get the return fire, taking out Legion Commander. Here comes charging in the Bloodseeker, commits everything. The Rupture and the Silence all onto the Coddle. They'll finish him off. A 2-to-1 trade at the moment. Ember actually was the one with the Rupture. He takes it again. Doesn't move.
You don't really want to Rupture an Ember, but I think that's the only target that he really saw there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that we mentioned during the draft, right? Like, this Legion has just, like, whoever he duels, that person is always going to die. And we don't know what the exchange will come out, but it's like he can duel any core, and he'll always take out a core with him.
Yeah.
And he's always going to feel good about it because he'll get free damage, and that benefits him always.
And they're not committing their Spectre to these fights yet. I was curious to see if she was going to haunt, but it looks like she's more content on trying to just straight up finish the Radiance first before she gets her precious hands dirty.
Yeah, I think the moment he finished Radiance, they're going to set up for another play. It's really, really close. That's good. I mean, it's good that the fact that they don't need to force the Spectre to come into these fights so he can continue farming. And, he has this whole dire jungle to himself.
I'm curious what the next item is going to be on Leo's style, because he's, like you mentioned before, more of that pseudo-support style. Ember Spirit. Oh. Got Stinger.
Well, it's probably just going to be a Maelstrom or something. Have a little bit more magic damage, because there's not a lot of magic from Thunder Predator right now.
Here's the haunt. She does not have the Radiance yet, but they do get that quick dual kill onto Stinger and then a swift follow-up onto Schofield.
That's
And
why you pick Spectre. I mean, even though the fight was kind of won already, but he was picked because of he saw the 2 supports and they're just like super fragile to him.
yeah, very painful. Oh, Leo Style finds his spirit brother nearby in the river, but him alone can't do much about it. But yeah, Thunder Predator. It feels like they're definitely taking control of this game, but the net worth would say different. Most of that, of course, being in the pocket of this Bloodseeker. But going back to what you had already mentioned before, it's all, Jim and dandy that you have a great Bloodseeker now, but you got Spectre over there who's just under the net worth and has just picked up a Radiance. That over there is the real problem.
Even though he does finish his Radiance, the Seeker's pretty damn fat, and he is like almost 1.7k net worth ahead of the Spectre, the Seeker. And I think once he finishes BKB, if they're actually able to somehow snowball the game, they can recontrol this game.
Yeah, notice before he was pushing forward for the BKB. Oh, I missed that bottom, but it looks like Schofield was there and even committed the wards.
Yeah, he started off with a duel, and then Matthew came in with a clutch surprise Blink Dagger Echo combo.
Yeah, wow. Okay, Stinger sees Coddle, tries to swiftly take him down with a Maledict ult combo. Looks like he should be fine. Right?
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure
Please
much
don't
damage.
Make me look bad.
Oh, yeah. He is level 1 Maledict, that's why.
Oh, yeah, see, that will certainly not help things on the finish. Yeah. Okay, Matthew could be in trouble now. He's hit with the Rupture. Sidesteps, does get the fissure off, blocks out Whisper a bit, and then blinks to the high ground, goes for the TP out. See you later. All right, I love it. Very well played.
Good job, Matthew.
Nice little scoot out. But before all the chaos really broke out there, yeah, I was saying about the Bloodseeker. Yeah, I noticed that BKB being built up, kind of says like we certainly want to keep the pacing going. We want to take fights. He now has it done. The timing is intriguing, with what Thunder Predator have going for them, but this is certainly what they say, a big power peak, if you will, and we'll have to see if Beast Coast can make something out of it.
They might get another gold advantage and get some kills, but I think at the end of the day, it's still very hard for Beast Coast to win this game, unless Thunder Predator just throws this game entirely. But it's just because it's this no save mechanic and the Spectre being able to kill these supports immediately before the fight even breaks out.
All right, they're all bottom, but as they try to rendezvous to the bottom lane, the jump's already out. Immediate BKB from the Bloodseeker. He shows him the new toy he's bought for himself. Pango caught up in the duel, but the right click's coming in from behind, and he's going to be able to get the finish. Will-O-Wisp committed, but Bloodseeker still happy to go toe-to-toe. Trying to take it to the Spectre, but the Spectre cleaning house everywhere else and finishes off at the end. Leo style just chaining and sliding everybody every which direction. It will finish with a full 5-man. Triple kill for MNZ. Oh my gosh.
That could have not gone any better for Beast Coast because Legion jumped in, insta got hexed.
Yeah.
And, they had the best possible engagement, but, I just feel they don't have enough team fight, for the Spectre, Earthshaker, and Coddle combo. This Will-O-Wisp, it's like they don't have heroes that can really kill this. And if they fight within the ball, which is what they did, it's like it's impossible for Beast Coast to fight. Because, they only have one natural BKB carrier as well, which is the Seeker.
Yeah, and that was his debut with the BKB. And while it seemed like he was able to kind of do a lot of work like you're talking about, most of the Beast Coast backstaff just got evaporated by Leo Style and company. And to the point where we didn't even get to see Xiao Shaman commit the wards. I think they were just coming off cooldown. They may have still been on cooldown for that fight. I believe they had maybe 10 seconds left. Just unfortunate for them.
Look at all the sentries on bottom lane as well. Beast Coast is really trying to find that ward.
And it looks like Schofield has been caught out between two here. Matthew and Leo Style obviously can be now anywhere within a moment's notice. The blinking helping with that. This is looking like trouble for Beast Coast here. This was supposed to be a momentum pusher for them, and they are having a hard time setting up the fights.
Yeah, Interesting. Why is he going? I guess Manta next on Seeker. Well, I think he should just try to go for this Silver Edge to have some potential, like even small kill threat on this Spectre. Because right now, I think he's like untouchable. Because there's no strong like lockdown enough for him, and they don't have enough damage to burst this guy.
Yeah, I don't know what they can do to get the jump rather on the Spectre. A rolling in Pango is just
Top
not
of that,
going
they
to
have
be
a
fast
Legion.
enough.
If he ever sits behind him, just one press the attack. It's just gonna save him immediately.
True. Well, for Thunder Predator, they mostly had Legion out in front. But you're absolutely right. They are behind. Here she is again, taking point and charging down, getting the duel, and that is your Bloodseeker already finished at the top of this fight. Stinger could be next, then the Pango. This is like tap-worthy fight right now for how bad Thunder Predator are beating him down. Was that the Echo? That was an Echo. Committed the Echo on that. Yeah, okay, well.
Misclick.
Just really wanted to make a strong statement right there.
I was actually wondering why he had such a fast blink with the amount of pressure that he applied on the map, but it's because of the mango tree that he had at base. He never had to buy clarities or mangoes for himself. So I was like, how did he just rush Tranquils into Blink Dagger? Naked Tranquils and Blink.
The mighty mango tree.
Hey, it's a lot for supports when they want to be able to rush these big items like that.
Oh, yeah.
Every 50 gold, every 100 gold, it's very significant.
Yeah, Earthshaker would certainly love the free mana to just fisher down waves and get that farm sooner. And you can see all the benefit he reaps from it. Oh, Schofield. Caught out top lane, trying to just defend out this tier 1. He says, "I'll take my wards. You can take my life."
A little bit more here.
And more money in the pocket for Leo Style and Frank.
Juicy wards.
10k net worth advantage, DeMoN. It's not looking pretty anymore.
Yeah. If that around that 15-minute mark when Bloodseeker was the highest net worth, if that was the Wraith King, man, he'd have his Radiant and closing up on his Silver Edge already, and it's more pressure on Thunder Predator, but the Seeker pick is not really doing the job.
Yeah.
He hasn't really had much impact outside of the laning stage. Like, he did win his lane, and he kind of somewhat kicked this Legion out, but it's like that's all he really was able to do. But now it's just like this Legion's kind of tunnel visioning him. They'll just duel him in the fights, and they just go all in because they know that they have no saves for him.
Yeah, and if they take him out, obviously they have no damage either after that point. So he's going to try to farm over on the bottom half of the map, just looking to accumulate what sort of economy he can before the ultimate defense could potentially be there, or at least another attempt at maybe making a smoke approach to Thunder Predator. But Thunder Predator are just in such a strong, confident position. I wouldn't be surprised if they do move into this Roche pit, and take it out. I mean, I imagine they got to feel confident to take a fight. Maybe a fight could come their way. But they have so many wards down all over the place, they will see Beast Coast on the approach, I imagine.
The crazy part is it doesn't even matter. It's like Thunder Predator feels so good about this. It doesn't matter where the lanes are at. It's like, come at me. It's like, what are you gonna do? Because they can't kill these heroes anymore.
Yeah.
It's like they don't have a hero that's able to jump in. Like, yeah, Pango can like Rolling Thunder in, but it's not gonna do enough damage. That's what it is.
Well, Swift Roche takedown. It's going to be the Spectre who sports the Aegis. And Thunder Predator can kind of go back to getting these lanes pushed forward a bit. And just
if Beast Coast is able to hit their backline, which is like their Shaker and this Coddle, and they're able to burst them out of the fight immediately and have this like 5 versus 3, and I think they are a little bit more favored, and I think that's the best chance that they have, because I don't see it possible to kill any of the cores from Thunder Predator at the moment, given the current state of the game.
Yeah, that's pressure on the supports to not be too out of position. That's what I like about Coddle. He's so damn fast and has typically pretty good cast range. Certainly if he gets that level 15 talent, though, the Will-O-Wisp Flictor is quite juicy. He just has to watch out to not get caught from behind. But really the only person who could catch him is like a fast Bloodseeker or something. I don't know where the jump really comes from. They have to have some sort of real unique approach to the fight on the side of Beast Coast that would be unpredictable.
Void Spirit is their jump, basically. The Astral Step into Yules.
Yeah. Oh, maybe
We got
trying to
one.
take
There's one
advantage
of
of an
the
overstep
supports.
here. But there's the Fisher out. Both supports now struggling a bit as they drop the wards and try to split apart. But wow, blink an eye and you may miss it. They also lost their Void Spirit here. So 3 hit the deck. Void does have a buyback if he deems necessary, as they are already scratching away at this tier 3.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they did find this Earthshaker. He was invis. No, he was Shadow Bladed. They caught him off. Legion sat behind him, pulled out the W, and Spectre kind of just haunted and melted both of the supports.
And now without the supports, Void Spirit doesn't feel like he should buy back. They'll just take the loss of the mid lane and give it another shot once they kind of have all 5 at the ready here. But it's going to be a tough road ahead for Beast Coast. Thunder Predator just kind of have everything they want in a confident position with the Aegis, and I'm sure they welcome any fight. Scotty even on this Spectre, she is so big. That is crazy. 3,300 life.
Plus his 20 talent, 500 extra health.
He's getting Lincoln's help from Leo style. Like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
This Manta provides nothing for the Seeker as well. This is a luxury item.
Well, without wards, it looks like not really much of a defense.
Chris Luck is AFK, actually. He doesn't care about this game.
Yeah, he's chilling base. Still chilling. MNZ godlike here. Okay, Chris Luck's coming out. He's not full AFK. Let's see what they can do. Whisper is just shake, rattle, and rolling right on through. He's like, I'll get the coddle. He's the weakest, but there's the duel. There's the blade mail. There is the GG. It's Thunder Predator coming in real strong and hot in game number 1.
He came back. He was like, oh, you guys are still playing? All right, guys.
How long has it been in the fountain? I didn't even notice.
Maybe like 15, 20 seconds or so.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Maybe longer. I don't know.
All right, yeah. So interesting game number 1. Let's take out the board here a bit and try to reflect on what we just witnessed here. So, Beast Coast get a decent amount of lane set up here, an intriguing set of dual supports. The Bloodseeker is a bit of a different tempo than we were expecting, but yeah, it seemed like I don't know how much dividends played the initial first blood onto Chris Luck. It seemed like Leo Style kind of walked away a little better with the lane exchange, but once rotations came into play, like Thunder Predator just kind of kept things moving, and they kept it moving real fast.
Yeah, the thing that I saw this game was, aside from the outdraft, I think Thunder Predator had a much easier draft to execute and play. It's a safer draft. What Beast Coast really essentially needed to do was like they needed to snowball their lanes out of control. Like I kind of mentioned, when you're playing these 4s that are like melee, you saw like how Matthew was able to secure runes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Schofield usually thrives off of that. When he's playing these range heroes, he had to stay in the lane for like 10 minutes. He wasn't able to rotate or anything. And Chris Luck got 0 runes. If he was even able to get like the first 4-minute rune or 6-minute rune, his rotations would have been a lot better in terms of like movements. And if he was able to get these like early game kills and to help snowball these lanes, and unfortunately like they weren't able to do that. Like I kind of mentioned, like even from with the EG game, it's like you need to be able, if you can kind of dictate and see where the game flows after the first 10 minutes. If you get destroyed too hard or if you're able to snowball, you kind of see where the tempo of the next 5 minutes goes. And unfortunately, like Thunder Predator, I feel like they had a lot of control this game and kind of predicted or knew what Beast Coast's plan this game, and kind of Chris Luck's rotations wasn't very successful. And because of that, like Ember had free farm, Spectre had free farm, Legion was a little pressured, but the 2 important cores were able to have free reign this game.
So you think for game number 2, is it just mostly about drafting for Beast Coast, trying to find what is more comfortable for something like Schofield, maybe what might work better for the stand-in, because they kind of opened up early with this Witch Doctor Shadow Shaman pickup, so they had their own idea about the game. But do you think they were just kind of not? Were they drifting too far away from pretty much their own comfort zone, and you'd like to see them go back to that, or is there more to it?
It's always kind of hard to say it's like go to your comfort zone when you play with like stand-ins, right?
Of course.
So it's
Yeah.
like you just want to just play to the player's strength, and just um I mean that's it, and just have a little bit more synergy with your drafts, because it's like you look, like I said, Thunder Predators, when you look at their drafting combo, there's a lot of combos that you see, and like synergy that you see. But then when you see Beast Coast, there's just like they have some disables, they have some lane dominators, and I feel like they just have heroes, and there's not a whole ton of synergy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of their thing.
Okay. Well, sounds good. We're going to cut to a break now, gang. When we come back, we're going to see if Beast Coast can find a way to bring us to our first 3-game series of the BTS Pro Series, at least for what I've been able to commentate, or if Thunder Predator are going to make it another fast day. We'll see you soon on the return just after this break.